Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Friday, the 10th of April, 2020, and I am your host, Shozen, and joining me.
Hello, I'm here too. Welcome to the AO Daily Show on this Friday, the 10th of April. It's been a while since we talked, Chosen, I feel like.
What do you mean?
Well...
Oh, you mean since we had like a live daily show?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because we just talked a few moments ago, like right before the show went live. And then before that, we talked in a show that we had before that. And then we talked before in a show we had before that. But you're right. This is like the first AO Daily Show in a while, because we've had a couple of days of interviews.
We did. We had two parts of the interview with Robin Henkes, the CEO and game director of Albion Online, just yesterday and Wednesday. And I started missing the audience. I started missing Twitch. I started missing talking, kind of, because we sort of just went on there and clicked play, and I was like, oh, shiny new stuff. But we didn't get to talk.
We didn't get to talk much about the world of Albion.
No.
No, we didn't. And now we can. And you know what? It's a pretty big time for the world of Albion.
It's huge, you would say. I think I heard we have like almost double the numbers than from like January or something.
Well, not quite double the numbers, but close. We have close to 500,000 active users at the moment. That is a lot. That is huge. That is pretty darn big. That's more than we expected. That's a 20% increase since last month. And on top of that, not only are they just huge numbers, but the activity is up too. We've had an activity increase by about 50%. So not only do we have 20% more players, but the players who were here beforehand are all playing more because they're all locked inside of their house with nowhere else to go. And the best place they can find for their community interaction to get that social bubble green is to join their friends in Albion Online and get a little PvP under their belts.
All my cities are overcrowded and all my resources I want to gather are empty.
Yeah, the resources are pretty empty out there. But it's also another big thing. It's actually been a year of free-to-play.
True, I saw that yesterday, right? Actually, that was today, the release of that, yeah.
If you told me when free-to-play came out that we would have bigger numbers a year later after free-to-play than we did the week of free-to-play.
Wow. Now that you say that,
I'd be like, what kind of content did they have? Did we have a worldwide event where everybody had to stay at home and could only play video games? Yes, that's what it takes. That's exactly what it takes. The world needs to stay home in order for that to happen. But wow, still pretty excited because in the last year, the game has done really, really well besides the Corona event. I mean, in January, we were at 350,000. So that was really good. In February, we were at 400,000. That was fantastic. That's like 50,000 more in a month. That's huge. And then to have the situation now, even discounting this situation now, we're still having a good increase and level of activity, except for Bogul. That dang blue donut.
That's still a thing, huh?
It's still real. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about the roundtable later. We're going to bring up the roundtable real briefly today. We did have a roundtable call yesterday.
About blue donuts.
Blue donuts came up a little bit.
Okay.
But we'll talk more about that on either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. But we have more little bits of news. The rites of spring have begun, and you can spend those eggs from last year.
Speaking of free-to-play. Slow down. What's rites of spring? Rites of spring are...
Slow down. That's what everybody should be saying as they're engaging in the rites of spring. Slow down. Hey, hold on. We're just friends here. Social distancing, please.
Everybody's looking for eggs. Surprise eggs, as they are called now. We have the Easter event back. We have seen that last year with the nice outfits you can acquire. the stalker armor, the hats, the backpack, the egg chest, and new this year the executioner cosmetic shooty thingy. I don't want to call it a gun, sir. I don't think we have guns in Albion. Is that a gun?
Well, it's colorful enough so that it looks like a toy, and I don't think you'll get shot for carrying it.
Okay.
It's colorful. It meets all the toy standards. It does have a chicken attached. It has some colorful ammo, if you will, and it does just toss out ducks and chickens.
Question: What kind of
rodents?
What kind of toys have chickens attached?
The good ones.
Right. All the best tools only here in Albion Online. Actually, I can show this off. I think in game, I think I have it on the GM. I think Mythosyria was so nice of her to give that to me. Appearance. There we go. Boop. Apply. And then I just have to drag it over. And then I can shoot things. Yeah. That's from the Easter event. We do have one PSA though, because it's a repeating event. Last year we had a different currency. Last year we did have the Fool's Golden Egg that was obtainable and was switched out this year for the surprise eggs. And apparently there's a UI bug still ongoing because some of the items, if you still have these Fool's Eggs from last year, for some reason, they show as 7K, 4K, 1K, but they actually cost 7.5, 4.5, 1.5, and 4.5. So that 500 isn't shown there, and that costs some
That's because they're
confusion.
fool's gold, Bogul. They're not worth as much as you think they are, so they have to take an extra 500 away from you.
I like how you explained that, but the new ones aren't affected, though. The new ones aren't affected.
No, do we have winners? I hear there's a contest going around to count eggs, Bogul, and you said here on my notes it says first round winners announced. Are you telling me we already have winners?
That's a different contest. That's I guess part of the Easter celebrations here in Albion.
Yeah, that's the same contest. It's the search for eggs contest, right?
Well, I mean, it's the Rites of Spring forum contest, yes. But that one, you have to look for egg baskets that are hidden all over the world. They look like this. And if you find these, then you post the amount of egg baskets in certain zones into that forum thread that I can link actually here in Twitch. Then you can win premium, some nice Easter skins and other things. And the first round was already completed. There's 2 more rounds coming up on Saturday and Tuesday. They start at 11 UTC, where the area to count will be announced. But the first round is already over, and we can announce the main winner: Ion 2266 and Sekid Vroblito and Tangse.
So you're saying Nishirin didn't win a contest?
No. Nice. Oh.
She says she hasn't won that many of them. I feel like she's won them all.
Well, I mean, you still have a chance to win these for premium and skins if you want to.
Yeah, you don't have to draw any pictures.
No, you just have
no Photoshop skills required.
How would Robin say neat, right? That's how he would say it.
Yes. Neat.
Let me see if I can teleport to one of the cities so I can actually show one of these egg baskets in game for people who are not quite. Can I find one? Did they already remove them? No. There's one. Does that count if it's outside, guys? Like this? I think it does. Yeah.
I don't know. Is that inside the city?
I don't know. I mean, it's
Google using his special cheating skills to go over there and look at it. Look at him over there. Like, I'll just teleport through this solid wood wall.
Whoops. GM powers. Right. Yeah, that's ongoing. Take part. I linked it in Twitch chat. You can find some nice things and maybe win some good things. What else do we have on the list? We reminded everybody that the eggs from last year are no good. Well, they are good, but
they're not good. They're not good enough.
You
need more of them.
Yeah,
more than it says.
I mean, the other official thing that we had this week is, I guess, the stuff we did. We sort of hinted at it, the interview that we did. I think we want to talk a little bit longer about this at the end of the show, right? Or do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave that for the end of the show, but we're mostly going to focus probably on the roads of Avalon, I think, because that was some really good info there. But Bogul is going to make us talk about bags as well.
Maybe. We do have some community things that we really, really want to show off because some things happened and we didn't have a lot of time to talk about them so far. We have to get them in because it's sort of important news in the world of Albion. One that I'm a little bit sad about. First,
before we get to the community news, Bogul. We have to mention this other bit of community news. Yesterday was a roundtable call.
Yes, true.
And they had a lot of information was given out on that. And I believe most of that will be becoming public very soon, probably Monday, I'm guessing, Monday or Tuesday, maybe a little later because the Easter weekend. So we're thinking Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to do a little bit more in-depth reveal of what was on the roundtable. But they talked about static dungeons, changes to the Crystal League, timings for patches coming out, such as the plan for the Roads of Avalon / Corrupted solo dungeons is sometime at the end of season 9. So it's not that far away. And we're looking forward to it. It's a little bit longer because of the coronavirus situation. So
true, yeah, that's something we learned. SPI is in home office right now, and they are trying to figure out how to do that best. Running an online MMO from home. It's kind of weird, but apparently it works, sort of. So while they figure that out, they're currently finalizing the schedule for all of that. So we should get some more concrete information soon about Season 9, as you mentioned, and some of the upcoming patches and all that. And we will, of course, cover all the details here on Albion TV once it's released. But at this point in time, we can sort of just give the teaser announcement to the announcement, right?
Like we love doing so much. We like to announce that there will be announcements for future announcements.
Wow, that show.
Yeah, I know. That's good stuff. All right, but now, Bogul, you're right. It's time for community news. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to pay respects.
Dun, 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 dun. Whoa. RAQ. We heard things. We heard that there's no. What did we hear, Shozen? I don't even know.
We heard that RAQ has folded, that RAQ is no more, that RAQ is done.
We have seen the guys so much over the beginning of the season, taking huge swaths of land in the west of the Outlands. I think today there was even the removal of their hideout in, I think, Braymore Upland in Sandmount Ascent. I think that's where it was.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be much of resistance for that. They seem to be pretty done.
I guess that's worth the Albion F in chat we have, right?
Yeah. Everybody use your Fs if you have them. F if you got them.
Do you know where Pliz and the boys are going? Is it just did they just implode or did they settle for greener pastures?
I have no idea. I really don't know what happened to Pliz and the boys. I saw Pliz in a Fame farm.
Okay, so he's still around. All right, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll see QAR soon or something. No.
Quar?
Yeah. If you have reliable information as to about the whereabouts of Pliz and the gang, let us know, and we will gladly share that story with you and the rest of the Albion world. Maybe if you have inside information, maybe you can even put us in touch and we can put the man and the story here on air even. But
apparently he is playing Hellgates, but he's not leading anymore, according to Captain Yak.
Mm-hmm.
Good name. I like it. Captain Yak. But there's much more for us to F in chat here, Bogle, as we saw some very interesting things over the week. What happened with this guy, Bogle? Because we like to show people dying for high amounts of fame. Sometimes we'll show the biggest death, and sometimes we'll show the most unusual death. But very rarely do we ever show the most deaths, because you don't generally see somebody die 5 times in the top 10 kills of the month.
True. If you look at the Albion kill board, then go to this month. And you look around, you see the names. Wow, 7 million fame. That's quite a lot here. And then you look around at the names, and you notice, Keith Flint, 3rd place. Oh wait, there's him again for 7. Whoa, 2 deaths for 7 million. Wait, there's a 3rd one, 7.16. A 4th one, and you think there's one more.
Yeah, there's one more if you scroll that. Yeah, it's for much lower. But what is going on here, Bogle? If you open one of these up, open up one of the top ones.
I'll do the Burns one first from the 2nd.
Okay, this is...
That's a A3 bag. That's a
A3
relic.
Yeah,
soul artifact. Yeah. That looks like just a Gucci fame farm gear thing, right?
Yeah, but that's not worth 7... Well, that's not worth 6.7 million fame.
Let's see. Their inventory... 169. Whoa. That guy's geared out for a long fame farm, is he?
Yeah. He's going to be there. What?
Oh, A3 food as well.
That's not a fame farm, Bogle.
What is this?
I don't know. It looks like he's killing people, Bogle.
With that gear?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's farming silver? Silver ratting. But how much would you have to rat?
I mean, he did it again, right? He did it.
Show him another one. Show him another.
Just a day later, 7.1.
A day later.
Same setup. 101 potions. And then he did it again. 2 days later. No, 1 day later. Same setup. And a panther. And 8 food. And 200 potions. And then he did it again. Same day. Same setup. 133 potions. And every time a few managed to gank him. It's what is going on here, sir?
I don't know. People are having some strange thoughts in channel that this might be some fame farming nonsense. But is it the same people who kill him each time, or is it different people?
No. First one is Burns 1 Surf Mighty Frogs and a bunch of surf gankers, it looks like. Mm-hmm. Second time is a name I can't read. Solo kill. Third one is aim target with a bunch of target gankers. Fourth one is EX, Legion Extranero. And that isn't some sort of boosting weirdness. I think the guy just had a really, really, really rough week.
I'm hearing that he's a paid crisis actor.
Oh, what?
You know, one of those people that, doesn't really exist in emergencies, and then they put him on the news to say that something really bad happened when nothing really bad ever happened. This never happened. There was no murder here, Bogle. This is a staged setup by the government to make you think that murders actually happen. They don't really occur. You can go out into the black zones with as many poisons as you want. This is fake news.
I think that's good news for Albion. I think that just shows that there's juicy action to be had, and that if you are in the ganking business, that you can make some good money if you find the right spot, the right target, the right situation.
Yeah, you can get some juicy kills out there, that's for sure. So Bogle, I think it's time to move on from poor Keith Flint.
Okay.
F in chat for Keith. One more time, guys. F in chat for Keith Flint.
Also, it's Arch. Maybe Arch has something to say about that. Maybe we need a comment. Anybody from Arch in chat? Can somebody enlighten us? Was there a sit down, a talking to, or did he just say, "All right, guys, shut up. Here's more money"? No.
The swipe is strong with this one.
Another kill I wanted to show. Because,
this is a good one. Yeah,
because we got sent this one by Coyote. I think Coyote Max.
Yeah, I think that's Kyoto Max from our show here.
Yeah. That one doesn't look super interesting, right? It has 2.8, and you will see why in a minute. The base gear looks like transporting, I think, right? But if you scroll down and see the inventory, there's like, all right, that's a bit of... Oh, wait, there's 2 mammoths, 183 tomes, 10 8.1, and then a bunch of artifacts and 5 Morgana crates.
No. 2 mammoths. But
Chancho
who
Army.
did he kill?
Well, Chancho Army got a nice snipe there. One of the Blue Army guys, Oak Notes.
Oh,
I think I've seen
Notes from Blue Army.
Yeah, I've seen the guy
apparently
in chat,
was moving out some important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it without friends.
True. We got sent this whole sort of explanation as to why these boys have been picking on Blue Army recently. Do you remember that story? Because I had a little bit of a hard time piecing that together exactly. I feel like there was some sort of deal that was proposed by who was that? Skuskabel, right? That didn't.
Oh, it's not Oat Notes. It's Oakentoke.
Okentokes.
Yeah.
Okentoke.
Yeah.
Well, tell the Skuskabel story, because I think that's the interesting thing.
What happened with Skuskabel?
Wasn't that the one where he sort of said, "Listen, you can rent our hideout access," and he didn't tell everybody?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the situation with Chancho Army and Blue Army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Aggressor. Okay, so we got a little bit of a backstory on these guys. So currently, the Chancho Army is having a fight against Squawk because they had been renting territory from Aggressor and Skuskabel, and they had a private agreement with Skuskabel about what they were allowed to do as part of this rental agreement, and they had started taking out mages from Blue Army or Squawk. I don't know exactly where the mages were, but apparently Mojo didn't really take kindly to that, and he was like, "Yo, why are you attacking my mages? You're not supposed to be doing this. Maybe you shouldn't gank us either if you're living in our zone."
Mm-hmm.
And Kyoto's like, "Hey, no big deal, mate. We're just renting here. We're paying for the privilege to do this. And I think it's fine. We have an agreement with Scuzz. Everything should be cool." And Mojo says, "You're not paying enough for that. You want to up that to $1 million a day so that you can afford to gank us? Because right now we're thinking that whatever you're doing is an agreement with Skuskabel, and that is not an agreement with Blue Army. And I don't agree to the whole ganking our stuff thing. That's not really going to work for us." And apparently it didn't work for either side because the gankings began. And Blue Army said it was going to eradicate the Chancho Army. But so far, Chancho seems to be massing much more often than Blue Army. It's conflict, massive 11 today during a
we had
CTA.
that on the CVZ show. We looked for the Blue Army or the Squawk Alliance guys, and the only people we found were kind of Aggressor and
but we saw Blue Army.
Black Order. Well, true.
Well, Blue Army was there too.
Yeah.
Blue Army was there. Boldy was out there. 1 out of 10 shot callers is still currently employed by Blue Army. It's it's rough over there. I'm just saying that if Chancho Army can take down Blue Army, so can your guild. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, ganking the black zones are still one of the. I mean, with so many people online right now, there's a lot of stuff going on, and ganking is at one of the most profitable times it has ever been. I would almost say.
Yeah. Well, people have more stuff than they've ever had, and you know where the big pockets are right now. Like, you know where people are hanging out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where they're living. I would not suggest a solo player takes on Blue Army. No.
I think if you have one friend,
one friend, maybe
that's good enough.
That improves your chances.
Yeah, I mean, for ganking, I mean,
if that one friend is Nosk, you've just improved your chances a lot.
And the suggestion is not to attack them, like try to conquer their territories. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The suggestion is to hang out around their travel zones and be like, listen, thank you very much. Hi, tax here.
You know, if your one friend is Vet and B, maybe you have a chance. I saw him in chat the other day. He's back. Good to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Is Carmen carnivore? Karn carnivore? I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Bogul. Do you want to show that awesome picture for Karn carnivore?
Duh. What is that?
I sent it to you.
You sent me it? No, you didn't.
I did. I will, not today, but when I got it.
Wait, you are expecting me to have pictures you sent me like a week ago on my disk? Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
That one.
Never eat.
Yeah, that one.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. It makes me want to join them. I just don't speak Spanish. Well, I speak.
That would be good.
I speak a little bit of it, but not enough. I can probably follow the directions. I think actually I could probably do it. Okay. I probably know more Spanish than Dobby knows German.
Wow. Wait, let me show these guys in game as well before we move to the next thing, so I don't forget that. Chancho Army. There we go. 52. Español. And it is Discord.
We have somebody asking in chat if we stream city fights, Bogul. We do, when we get to, and when we have like the time set up and we know in advance that they're going to happen, then we do. We don't stream every city fight, but we do stream a lot of city fights.
Sadly, right now there's not that many going on, right?
No, we've seen a couple of them go back and forth. And I have to say, city fights are some of my favorite, as we do have, I believe somebody is launching on Martlock right now. Hold on, what do we got? 5 hours. Yeah, we won't be doing that one. I'm sorry. That is outside of the time zone for my casters.
People need sleep, guys. I need sleep. Any other community things we have on the docket that we wanted to show off, sir?
Yeah, we do. We have, let's see. We're going to talk about Robin's interview from this past week.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of community, right? It's
well, I mean, we're part of the community still, right?
True.
Yeah.
We did yesterday.
But before that, I do want to see where this is going. We have a question in chat right now, by Vajda. I don't know how to pronounce that, man. I'm gonna go with nope. Does anybody remember Mercenarios back in the days of early beta days or early release? Yeah, I remember Mercenarios. They were damn good. I miss them. Are they Chancho Army? Because if they were, that would be cool. I would like to see them back with a new name. Let's see. Mishrin wants to know, if you teleport onto water, can you walk on it, Bogul? The answer is yes. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes.
Cute, eh? All right.
You were from Mercenarios. Mercenarios is great. is great. Great guild. All right. But Bogle, let's talk about that interview that we had with Robin on, I think we did the interview on Tuesday morning. And we played it on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, the first part of it was mostly about the roads of Avalon. But we also talked a little bit about how SBI is working from home now. And I thought it was really interesting that he had mentioned that they're all using Discord and that it's helpful to them to use more Discord because they're learning the tools that the people who play their game are using. You know, for some people like Robin, who's a bit older like myself, learning the tools that
sounds so, I don't know. I think Discord is easy enough. I think 80% of Albion is organized via Discord. So.
Right. But the devs have not had to do that. They usually are all face to face. It's like they're playing old school LAN, you know? But now they have to use Discord like the rest of the people. And for a lot of these guys, you know, they may have grown up with games where you didn't use Discord. You may have used
I think that
Mumble or TeamSpeak or a lot of other programs that were more prevalent, you know, 10 years ago. And because I'm going to tell you, and Bogle, you may have noticed this too, that once you start working in video games, you don't get to play as many.
And then you just get old and you don't keep in touch with technology. No.
Well, no, I don't think I'm saying that if you're not playing as many video games, you're not using as many tools that are used to connect people through video games.
I don't think so.
And
I don't think so.
All right, so you're gonna go against what he said. Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. I'm just gonna go with what we were talking about in the damn interview,
all right,
Mister.
All right.
Okay, so he was saying that it's nice now that they're all learning how to use freaking Discord.
And I think everybody can already use Discord, and nobody cares whether or not SBI is using Discord. I think people care about the roads of Avalon, sir. I think people care about that they are doing well at home. I think that they are progressing. It might be a tiny bit delayed because of home and Discord. But actually, we talked about the future, and that was where Robin spent a lot of time in the interview. By the way, if you want to listen to that, it's more than an hour long. I linked it in chat. It's the Reddit link. It has both YouTube and Twitch links, so you can listen to that. But the interesting part was the Roads of Avalon, where he divulged, I think that's the word, a lot more details than we knew before from the dev talk. He sort of confirmed a lot of the speculation we had, courtesy of our resident hole expert, Axonfang, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, our resident hole expert, Axonfang, who came on for our show pretending to be an expert with Bogle and Shozen and Bogul, however we do that. And it turns out he was pretty accurate on a lot of his guesses for what we were going to see.
Mm-hmm. The only thing, we did an interview with Axonfang as well, where he sort of explains the EVE Online wormholes, which is sort of, I think, a similar system. The only difference I feel like we had was that you couldn't force close these connections.
Yeah, that does.
But the Roads of Avalon, we got confirmed that it's sort of a travel network that is based on portals randomly spawning in the Outlands and in the Royals that sort of connect you into the mists, I think, of Avalon. Is that what it's called?
You want me to give a quick breakdown on it?
The Estates, I think he called it. Yeah, sure.
So basically, you have portals that will exist in the world of Albion. We'll start here on the Royal Continent, for example. And what you'll see is a portal that has one of three sizes, either a small, medium, or large portal. And that means a certain number of people can go through it before it closes. Now, these portals will exist for a set amount of time. And even if they close because somebody goes through it, it means they'll open back up again in the same spot. So say you come across a small portal that 5 people can go through, and you bring your 5 people through it. It'll close behind you. And for, say, an hour, 2 hours, it'll be closed, but then it'll open up again in that same location. So either more people can go through it, or you can go back out through it yourself. And these portals will exist, he said, for example, 24 hours. And he says that the roads themselves will stay static for 24 hours as well. So you go through the portal from the Royals into the first section of the Mist. Now, the first section of the Mist has the connections to the royals, and this is a number of zones that are all connected together and connected to the mid zones as well. Now it's the way they work is that they're roads that travel along the mist, and there's a little branch off to the side of the road that will have either content of PvE, PvP, or gathering style of content.
Pockets.
Yeah. Pockets. And there will even be pockets where you can place a hideout and you can even live there. Now, those won't be in the first section there where you come through into the royals. The places where you would live would be in the middle section, where you go from the first section into your middle section. Now, in the middle section, there will be many, many, many different, how do you say this? Like, connections and
can
portals.
You say
and
zones? Can you say
zone?
Zones?
I guess we could go zones, and they're going to be in different order every time. But then if you go through the mid, you can get to the deep, which is the deep is connected to the black zones. And so if you were to go through a portal with your group of 5, go into the mid, go to the deep, and then go through a portal in the outlands, that path that you chose to take will stay that same path and get you back to where you came from for the next 24 hours. However, if it goes past like server restart, that path will be completely reshuffled and will be completely different. And that portal choice that you chose won't get you to the same location. What this means is that you as a small group can get to the outlands, hang out there for a while, come back home, go right back to where you were, and basically have access to a random location in the outlands.
I mean,
so that you can farm, gank, or do whatever.
For me, the biggest thing is that the portals close behind you, or the portals close after a certain amount of people go through, because that is where I can sort of be, kind of confident that when I meet other people that I'm not running into like 50 of their best friends suddenly.
Right.
So when I meet other players in that mist area, then I kind of know that it's true small scale, which is the best thing about this for me personally.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be like the way he described the tiers of combat, where you would have like small scale, like 2 to 3, maybe 5 people, combat PvE, and PvP, like content drivers. Then you have your mid-scale stuff that is that 5 to 10 group, and then you would have very few but some larger scaled content, which would be in that 15 to 25 player content, and that would be more for people who probably lived in the mists and had an easier way of getting there as a larger group and could probably navigate the mist itself during a 24-hour period and then go back, as opposed to people trying to get from the outside and then in, because it sounds like it's going to be very hard to get a large group of players into the mist together. It just doesn't sound like that's going to be a very easy task to do. So you want to, like, one of the things he said was it will be very hard to navigate the mists if you are one of the people who live inside the mist. The only way for somebody outside the mist to get to you is for somebody who's inside at the hideout to basically find a local portal out and then tell you where it goes to so you can get there and then come in. It's not going to be a situation where you would go through portals and just hope that you find your hideout, because it would be impossible to find them that way.
There is one question, chat, that asks, so if I have PvP gear on and I get a gathering mist, then what? I think honestly you just go to the next
a different zone.
Yeah.
You keep going down to, you just travel. So it's like a road is what he described it as. And I imagine it'll be like a path that twists and turns through a tile set, right? And on the sides of the road, there'll be content little pockets. And if you're not getting the pockets that you want where you are, you could just walk down the road further, just keep following the yellow brick road. He describes this as the estates of Avalon, the areas around the city of Avalon, where the peoples of Avalon would use these roads as portals to the worlds in which they were invading. And so these portals through the mists go to all around the world of Albion. And it's very interesting. He didn't want to give too much of the backstory away, but Bogul, I really think I'm onto something with this energy fracking. Interdimensional energy fracking.
I think the more he talked, the more you were off.
Maybe. Let's draw some raffles.
There's a question, where will we find Avalonian shards on the road? He did not say anything about that, but I think since it's the roads of quote-unquote Avalon, and it's probably Avalon themed, I would venture to guess yes, but we don't know. Can't say for sure.
Nope.
No. What else did we talk about other than these roads that sort of confirmed what we discussed with Axon Fang? We talked about the corrupted solo dungeons a little bit, but I have to be honest, at that point in time, I literally zoomed out because I knew what the next topic was. So you have to help me remember what we talked about corrupted solo dungeons wise.
Well, they sound like they're more meant to be PvE and PvP than the PvP focused like solo Hellgates that I had thought they were. It sounds more like instead of one of the things he described about it was that he wants to give people the option who are in it to have more than one way to defeat their opponent. Like if you're the person in it who's in there for PvE, they want you to have a way to be able to win without having to fight your PvP opponent, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. While at the same time, yes?
I mean, a way to win without fight means outsmarting and sort of activating the exit first before the other person can get to
but
it.
It sounds like that there's going to be multiple things that you can do inside of a dungeon that will have an impact on your opponent. And that really was very interesting to me. Very much about this idea that you are getting one set of information and your opponent is getting another set of information, and you're both working towards separate goals and trying to at sometimes give bad information to your opponent even, or do things that will have a negative impact on your opponent that are not just the I'm trying to clear the dungeon fast while another guy tries to clear the dungeon fast to kill me.
So it's not just a straight up 1v1 deathmatch arena sort of thing, right? Because that would be the bare bones that we are like, all right, hell themed Hellgates 1v1, but apparently there's more depth to this. He said that they're currently trying to playtest a lot of the mechanics so that what you described, so it's actually fun. So it's not just, who is the fastest or who has the biggest mobility build. We'll just, zip and then win. But that's currently ongoing internally, like the figuring out of the exact mechanics. So that's, I think, as much as we really got out of him on that, I feel like.
Yeah, well, I asked the question if it was like designed to be like 1v1 Hellgates, and he talked a little bit about the design of Hellgates in general and how they were originally intended to be, and then how they evolved. And I think that's a really good topic for people who are interested in Hellgates and interested in the combination content. And he describes things better than I could do now. So I definitely suggest going back and listening to that. But it does seem like I was off in that I thought it was very much a PvP situation, and it's more like a two-player competitive contest where one person is more interested in the kill and one person is more interested in PvE. And he went back to the idea of what is consensual PvP. And I like some of the ideas that they have for this, and it'll be very interesting to see how it goes out in the future. But without seeing it work, I don't really understand certain concept of it, like the idea of being able to change a dungeon while you're in it. It sounds interesting, but I don't know how that's going to be in practice? Is it going to be a situation where you can literally create traps for your opponent or set things up or change the layout as you're playing based on how you play? I don't know, and it kind of sounds like it might be. He really described it as a living dungeon, and I'm very interested in seeing how it works in practice. But we'll move on from here, and we'll get to the topic that you're most concerned about.
Fish sauce.
No. I thought it was going to be bags.
Well, we then tried to talk about other things that he sort of confirmed. Because he confirmed that there will be new bags, we asked him as to what kind there would be, and he sort of took out this explanation that they see the bag slot as one of the least sort of I forgot the words, not competitive, but there's basically only one choice, right? You have a bag, and then you choose the tier, and then you have gathering capacity, and some people don't need carrying capacity. So they want to add additional variety to this, and then they're currently thinking about doing something like maybe a little bit more fame gain or a little bit more silver gain.
Well, I think fame gain. Well, they're trying to come up with ways to make it so there isn't one bag that's the best overall bag, and so that's where it becomes a little challenging. Like, they don't want to make it too redundant with capes, and they do want to make it have more options. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. One of the things that did come up with, he did talk about, and it did come up in the interview, was that if you have suggestions for abilities on bags or different ways to make bags engaging and interesting, please share them. Go to the suggestions forums and go, these are my ideas for bags. I think we could use these kinds of bags. Like, give me a food bag. Like, I want a lunchbox.
A lunchbox?
So yeah, it has the same effect as food.
I mean, if it kind of works like the gathering. There are some options, yeah. But yeah, the hard part is, like, if you make just a bag that gives you 200 more EHP, then suddenly it's better than every other bag. Like, it outcompetes, and that's something they want to avoid. Yeah. We also talked about fish sauce, or that sort of means crafting times, right? So we discussed a little bit why certain features make it in at a certain time, and he went into this longer explanation as, how software development works, and sometimes it's just weird timing because of fixing something that needs a patch. That's quite interesting, but that wasn't related to the future of Albion. That just sort of explains why we got a fix for fishing in terms of seaweed, that you can now have seaweed and you don't need to fail, but making seaweed still takes forever. So that's the explanation we got there. He also said that crafting times will get a rework sometime soon with...
Yeah, that's actually, he said something that be on the sooner end of the timetable. He talked about a couple of different timetables for content coming out, which was very interesting. He says that we will get our first taste of a content update at the end of this, before next season. Then we will have a mid-season patch, and then another patch. It sounds like it sounds like this next content update is coming in 3 phases.
I mean, for the next season, first the most important things are the changes coming to the guild seasons, right? That's
that's why there's one coming out. Like, we have the pre-changes, one with the changes for next season as far as how it's affecting the alliances, and the end of season or end of month point split that's going to be going on the towers. That's going to be interesting to see, and that's going in before next season. Changes to crafting timers are going in before next season, and 1 or 2 other things may be going in. But
I mean, for season 9, there is going to be a little bit of the rewards distribution that are going to be reworked partially. How many teams can get crystal, what kind of things you get for reaching crystal.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and that's going to have some big changes. I wanted to leave that until we get, because that's all on the roundtable right now.
Right. That's sort of in the last part of the finalizing process, where it's like, listen, guys, we have this concept, we have this idea, we're pretty confident with it. Here's the last chance to look it over before we make it public. And I think that should go out there very soon, the specific changes for Season 9. And yeah, as we said, they're looking at making the top a little bit more competitive and a little bit more enticing to fight over with mechanics that we can discuss next week.
Yeah, and I think we'll be doing that, like I said, on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when the notes come out for a roundtable. We want to wait until we have the full bullet points out, and they can, because otherwise a lot of what we'll talk about is speculation.
True.
And I could be confusing player statements with developer statements because everybody's talking at once, and sometimes things get, jumbled up in your brain. I don't want to say this is what's going on when this is actually what we have. But we will have changes.
Yeah, what we do know is that there's a balance patch at the mid of the season, and he confirmed in the interview that they're looking to put out both the roads and the corrupted solo as soon as it's ready, right? They're not waiting for one big patch.
Yes.
But that sort of planning-wise is probably going to be ready at the end of Season 9.
Yeah, it's like I said, it sounds like we're going to get like 3 different content updates going on at a different times, as they're all on different kind of like time periods. Like it sounds like corrupted dungeons are very far along. Like they're already play testing them and playing them and enjoying them. Roads sounds like it's a little further out. And then there's other things that were completely independent, but we might see advances on those as well, such as the mobile. We know that there are things going on with that. Bogul's going to get really tight right now, as he doesn't want me to give out too much information. Some of this is, behind closed doors.
I literally forgot that, but now that you say it, it's like, it says on the initial announcement from the What's Next that the work on the mobile version is progressing nicely. And we can just confirm that we can confirm that it's coming along nicely. How's that? We'll just do that for you. It's coming along nicely. Those of you who have NDA access right now know what we mean. I'm very excited about this. This has been a really good year for Albion, and I'm looking at the next year and being equally as excited as I was for the last year. Now, we're getting towards the end of our show here. We spent a full hour on this. We will be talking about some of these things in more detail next week, especially the roundtable stuff, which will have crystal times, crystal rewards, changes to layouts and stuff like that, change to season points, change to season rewards. We'll talk about all that in detail next week, because we're just waiting until we have the bullet points on that before I give you any information, because again, the information I have right now is in flux and it could be different even by Tuesday. Okay.
Shout outs? Do we have any shout outs today?
I don't know if they are enabled.
Oh, we do have 3 of them. They could be or 4 of them. They could be from last week.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, we haven't mentioned it all. So Pando Baron says, shout out to that staff you're using. Shout out to the staff we're using, Bogul, and the staff at SBI who thought it was a great idea to come up with something that we could do as players to help out with this COVID situation. And we have an ongoing
fundraiser for the
fundraiser.
WHO
Thank you. The word
Solidarity Response Fund. There is a news article on the main page. There you go. If you spend $5, you get the staff of Hermes and the Avatar ring. And if you want to learn about where the money is going, because that money is completely 100% raised, is going to that fund, you can learn that on the website. I linked it in Twitch chat.
Twitch chat.
That's where I linked it. And it looks pretty neat. A lot of people have it. And we heard that on the first day of this initiative, they collected $30,000 already.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. That was on the first day. That's just awesome. I'm really excited about that, and to see what we have for a final. So mark that one as complete. High Supremacy is recruiting. Red Killjoy. High Supremacy is recruiting. Well done. Looking forward to seeing it. For some reason, I feel like these are from earlier today. Albion News 24. Newbie is recruiting. How does your fun per hour stack up? Visit www.newbiealliance.com to find out. A rampant staff. Machete Bandit, best GM ever. Exxon Fang says, Brave Newbies is recruiting. What's your fun per hour? Join community focused on new player experience, receive expert mentorship, and enjoy 0% tax, no obligations. You can focus on learning the game and having fun. More info at newbiealliance.com.
Talking about Exxon Fang is something I forgot that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
Apparently, Exxon Fang did a 1.5 hour rant. No. Class on laborers and islands and stuff. That is where he goes basically about explaining a lot of the island mechanics, how upgrading stuff works, how much you have to spend for the islands, how you put down plots and farming, and how laborers work, various things. You might want to watch it at double speed, but this is something I can share and recommend if you need to learn or share information about islands, laborers, and basic stuff that is not immediately obvious from the game client.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Well, it took him 1.5 hours to explain, so it's...
Well, the first 10 minutes are just him chatting, so you can skip through the first 10 minutes. It is a stream after a while. It's not a YouTube vid. It's a stream. So there's a lot of stream of consciousness going on there. But it's all good info. And it's been recommended a number of times by people who really know what they're talking about with islands and going, no, that was good. Thank you for that. I wish I did that. But I think that's it. And we're going to head out of here, Bogul. I'll pull one more raffle. And
I'll read one more shout out. From Bohnenkraut Saft. Stop sitting at cities in your dungeons and play more 5 versus 5 yellow hellgates and get your PvP experience up, you freaking newbies.
All right, we have 3 winners. We have Sunny Bunny 251, A Bad Life Choice, and Must Not Toss. All right, what you guys got to do is if you want to claim that prize, you have to whisper me. I'm Shozen One. And so whisper me here on Twitch, and I will get you guys a gold code probably between the 2 shows tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a bunch of Crystal Leagues. We're going to be showing the 6s and 7s. It's going to be fun. And between those 2 shows, I'll probably be hanging out, doing a bunch of GM work and taking care of a bunch of extra work that's been lying around for the week. So probably will get your codes then.
Tomorrow, as you said, for the Crystal League, we will probably have also 14? Some special content with Lupak, who prepared a little something in 20 hours, 19 hours from now. We will have these going on, and we will be covering these here on
that's
Albion TV.
14 UTC. So we will be here probably about 5 minutes before that doing an intro. But at 14, and I do not remember the next round. Is it 20?
I don't either.
Oh no! Oh no!
We will have
when you don't. Tomorrow. Okay. Bogul, what I want you to do is get Twitter. Go to a month ago. Find out when the show was a month ago. Ever since I got locked out, Bogul, I can't find what the schedule was.
What did you get locked out of Twitter?
The back end. Remember the back end that you now do?
No, I don't.
You know the back end that you set up that says AO Daily Show Friday, April 10th, Season 8, Week 10?
That's way too deep into the depth of the Albion stream to
All right.
go.
So tomorrow,
yes,
the first one's at 14 UTC, boys and girls. Come join us for that. We'll be showing Derek beat someone's ass, and it'll be fun to watch. And then we will watch Derek again several hours later, but this time he'll be playing with Sorab. So Sorab will blink in, die, get chewed out, die again. Derek will laugh, and they will have their 7th token for the TA Towers at the end of the month.
Whoa, I thought you were going to sell this. Not. Yeah, I mean, we have to. We have a bunch of teams. We don't just have Derek. We have a few teams, and we have seen a few very good fights.
Well, no, I will say that the lack of teams has not stopped us from having a lack of really good fights. We've gotten to see really good fights every Crystal League, and that's been the saving grace to this, is that the people who've participated have been amazing at putting up a good fight. So I really hope that everybody will be able to and show up for this one and enjoy it, and we'll get some more good fights. And it does sound like, guys, that there will be changes coming to the Crystal League to make this even better. We've heard your we've heard you. We've heard you. We've heard you loud and clear, and we understand that the crystals need a bit of a love. So we'll be working on that. But do come tomorrow. Do watch them and watch some players put it all on the line and face off against the very best that Albion has to offer in the 5v5 leagues. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you again at 14 UTC tomorrow. We'll be there about 5 minutes early so that we do catch the beginning of that fight. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.